My name is Oscar.
My name is Cole.
And this is Who Would Watch This? Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, we chat about the film, and then we try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about Unfriended, which currently has a 62% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6.6 on IMDb, and a 2.4 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
A group of online chat room friends find themselves haunted by a mysterious supernatural force using the account of their dead friend. Oh my god. Carl, before we get into Unfriended, should we go to last week before we'd seen the film when we tried to figure out who would watch this? That's right, I'm taking the whole line from you.
I don't have any lines anymore.
I've
got nothing left to say.
You could just affirm or decline.
I know. Well, when we cut back, I'm not going to have any more lines after that. It's just your podcast now. Fuck it.
It's about time. Zoom. Carl, as you recall, it is Zoom month. You know, people have been around the world being like, you know what, I need to be looking at my screen more.
Yep.
I want to be, if I could possibly look at my screen while on my screen. Oh my god,
People are getting way more pro screen.
Yeah.
And I am all for it.
yeah. Look around. Everyone's like, I gotta be consuming more.
Yeah.
And that's good.
As somebody deeply depressed at the end of the day from doom scrolling, I'm all for more screens.
Here's what you want to do. You want to watch another screen. If you ever watching TikTok and you thought, maybe I could watch YouTube Shorts at the same time? You can.
Yep.
Put Instagram Reels up there. You just reinstalled Vine. It's back in a big way, Carl. Carl, have you seen Unfriended?
Yeah, I have.
Hells
yes,
yeah.
I absolutely
Hells
have. Look, a little bit of history. We've done the sequel.
You gushed about it and have, as a sort of running, I wouldn't even say running bit, just it has been your favorite film ever.
For the podcast that we've ever done.
Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure. I don't think we've seen about Law-Abiding Citizen, I think has come close.
That's
that
just
was
a
great
good film,
time.
you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
And then, oh god, there's probably some others that have been actually definitively
Good.
a good film,
Yeah.
so they don't count.
No,
but like one that is perceived as
it's
bad.
and it's gone over. 'Cause
Yeah.
if it goes into a good category, then it's just a good film, and then
Yeah.
at that point, it's like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, like
But
I
if
can
it's-
still acknowledge Dark Web and Law-Abiding Citizen are not good films,
No.
but my god, they are phenomenal.
I get a lot
times.
out of them. I
Yeah.
get a lot out of them.
Absolutely. Let's rewind.
Yes.
The year's 2014.
Oh, I'm there. I'm
I
back.
go with a couple of friends to watch Unfriended
Hells
at
yeah.
the cinema.
I also went to the cinema to watch this one. I don't know what. Actually, no, I do know exactly what the effect is of this. I don't know if you were on Vine at the time. It was big. This film, and it's only like 90 minutes, has about 3 memes in it, which is just. I mean, that's good equity, you know?
Absolutely. You're mining for memes.
100%.
That's all you need.
That's just good stuff. I feel like my first reaction was the trailer. It was like, hands up, who's doing this? I love that.
Yeah.
That got a lot of when he said my name's Jeff in the middle. Holy shit! I hollered and hollered, for days. I was revining that, Carl, a lot. No, but I thought that was
what a niche reference. Do we think that's still relevant?
What? Which one?
My name's Jeff.
No, I'm saying in 2014 it was relevant.
Oh,
now it's
yeah.
not relevant. I'm not watching it now like a fucking idiot. I'm not going on Vine comps and going, I need to go look up Unfriended compilations. I looked up two.
You should be. It's popping.
It's popping.
It's as fresh as ever.
All the comments were from 11 years ago, and I put one in there. Who's here in 2016? Who's here in 2026? I got 0 likes. Oh, what a rush.
Like if you're watching during the oil crisis of 2026.
No, but Carl, I also watched this in cinema. What did you think? How are your friends' reactions?
I remember thinking it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Like I think we were doing the classic, I think Tuesdays had at the time maybe like $8 tickets or something
you could get
like
in
that.
for a nickel back in the day.
It was for a dime and a blowy. But
God, the cinema was alive back then.
so alive.
I watched Iron Man 80 times. Sucked off every venue manager in
Sometimes
the West.
sometimes I wouldn't even go in. I'd just go.
We were whoring ourselves out. I didn't see a single film that year. My God. Oh, the summer. Go on.
Yeah, look, and I remember we all had a lot of fun. I never revisited it, I don't think, but I distinctly remember my big thing that I remember from it is they play a game of Never Have I Ever, and I remember being like really into the film at that point. Like I think we were all of my friends were all having a lot of fun with the movie.
Yeah.
And if there was one takeaway I think I had was when I went in, I was like, this movie won't be able to sustain 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And I remember leaving being like, pretty good job.
Yeah.
Like a low budget horror. In the end, this is a creative way to do a low budget horror film. And I remember being like impressed in comparison to the other low budget horror movies that were coming out at the time that were fucking shithouse.
They're horrible effects and everything like that. Whereas this one, I just remember just being on Skype. I remember thinking it kind of nailed the internet at that time.
I remember thinking that too.
I remember being like, oh, that's like, I feel like it was such a year of just like, I'm going to go tweet at you. Hey, you know, you're a nut. You're smelly. Whereas this one was like, kill yourself. I just DM'd you. You're like, that's what I'm used to. That's the environment I'm at, you know?
I remember thinking that I thought the messages to each other were more aligned to what I would send to someone at the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was one of those ones where they shortened everything to letters.
Yes.
It was like occasionally they did, but other times they
it was
didn't.
for speed. It was typos
And
and stuff like that.
extending words.
Yeah.
From memory, there's a lot of extensions of like hello, which
Yes.
I still do now.
How good's a few O's chucked in there?
my
Maybe an L or
God.
two. Fuck
I
it.
love a word being long. You ever said I love you to someone? Just chuck a lot of E's in, a lot of O's.
It works.
Couple
it works.
V's.
Jesus Christ, you slut. Now, yeah, no, I also very much enjoyed this. Again, like if someone was like, that's dog shit, I'd be like, well, I'm not going to defend it. But I remember thinking, even though it had a lot of like mocked memes, and there's a lot of times where I feel like the internet gets a trailer, goes, check out this foolish thing. And then
Yeah.
you see it in context, you're like, holy shit. I feel like the Conjuring movies, one of them has like the clap thing. That
Yeah.
was also, that's terrifying in the movie. Marriage Story, I was like, check out this foolish scene where it gets angry. A devastating blow. Oh my God. So social media is great. Guys,
Yeah.
check it out. It's on the App Store.
You can be a part of it. Everyone's invited, and yet it feels like no one's welcome.
No one's welcome, and if you play your cards wrong, you'll be forever mocked, and you'll be just laid to the ground and spat on.
As two people on the internet, we know it's not kind.
It's not kind, not kind.
And horrible things said about us.
Yeah, but and we've got nobody here, you know.
Yeah, I know. And thank God we're in a corner.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate that we're in a corner. We
Yeah.
have a little fan base that likes us.
Yeah.
I get a little bit out of it, but
You get. I mean, here's the thing: you get, I don't know, 1 million people looking at you. 100,000, 10,000 want you dead.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's just statistics.
when
you know?
my little corner expands, like if the Who Would Watch This corner expands, every time it's terrifying. It's never not been terrifying any time they've been like, people really liked this one thing.
Okay, let me get a gun.
Yeah,
Let me
and
get
they're
a-
just like, you fucking cunts. And you're like, oh, God. And they're like, I'll dox you. And you're like, oh,
I
Jesus.
know your address. You're like, all right, and I'll just kill myself. That's fine.
Oscar, who would watch Unfriended?
I'm pretty keen. Want to rewatch this. I feel like we had so much fun with the dark web. I can't remember why. I think we loved the villain, or maybe we just hated the characters. I can't remember.
the twist being that it wasn't supernatural.
Yes.
And that I got really swept up in
Yes.
the fact that they were like, no, it is like somebody really just tormenting some kids.
And
And,
I-
that was fun.
And I feel like that is a classic like sequel to horror films of like, it's actually not very Brahms Boy 2, if you will.
it's the opposite of a Brahms. They de-Brahms.
They de-Brahms the Unfriended franchise. But I remember that, kind of working. And I just feel like, I'm quite excited to rewatch it. Who do I think it's for? I think people feel nostalgic for 2014, you know?
How the internet was.
How the internet was. And honestly, I think as just a testament to, we've seen Mercy, we've seen War of the Worlds now.
Yeah.
And it's the same producer and director. Those directed by the producer of this one.
Yeah.
So there's obviously some artistic, merit to this.
Yeah.
I feel like this one has it.
Well,
So I'm
because
quite
a
keen to see
fuse
that.
was lit.
Yeah.
Right? Like suddenly there's a few of these popping up. There was this, and then we also had the searching and the missing
Yeah.
and the Mercy and all that. So there was something started which made people hungry for this, that if they spent X amount of money, they knew they were getting back
Yeah.
a certain return.
I think that's what I get. Like this made like a lot of money off,
Yeah.
I assume, a nothing budget. So it's crazy that Mercy was like, what if we pumped money into that? But that's not this model, you know?
Yeah.
But just crazy.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna watch it, Carl?
I think I would love someone now to watch it. Because
Someone younger?
Like, because in my mind, it is for. I must have been 18 or 19 when it came out. I mean, mathematically, I could work it out, but I won't.
Yeah, no, don't.
I was 18.
I'm actually quite good at simple addition and subtraction, so I'll squirt it out right
Yeah.
now.
Who's editing this? You can put in a longer pause. Yeah, and I thought it was like perfect for us.
Yeah.
Like the situation I think we were in of going on a cheap Tuesday to watch it, it had everything. Everything was in its like way for it to be successful with the group that I saw it with, at least, and we all left happy.
Yeah.
So I think it's so clearly for like an 18-year-old in 2014.
Yeah.
So I wonder like what it's like to watch now if you're 16 to 18 and you watch it and you go, none of this functions the way.
Yes.
But I don't know. Maybe it holds up kind of.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Who
tell you.
fucking knows, you know?
Who knows?
I guess we're going to figure that one out.
Yeah.
Check out, we'll be back in a few days.
Do you reckon they thought it was going to be a bigger trend post-film? Like we know it
the
started a
Skype.
few, but do we think they thought...
I'm surprised it didn't spawn a few, you know? It's
Yeah.
crazy there wasn't one or two. Like, it's a nice, easy, low budget way. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think what's good with searching is obviously the conceit is he's using his laptop to unravel a mystery.
Yes.
And so that feels like it's probably the most correct way for the movie to be done in this way.
Essentially, you're doing a point-and-click adventure, really, with the tools that you already know at home. And the more accurate it feels to that, the better the film is, really.
And I think, because there is one thing I remember, it's also that I'm like, I just didn't buy that they'd all stay online. But in searching, he's always online because that's the reason
He's searching,
you know? So I'm like, I thought it was interesting that after this, they then went, how can we use this is this format right for the genre we're seeing?
Yeah.
And somebody went, what if we put it in a thriller?
Yeah.
And I thought was interesting.
Well, I think Mercy kind of falls into that trap because they've literally had to lock Chris Pratt into this machine to do it, you know?
Yeah.
So there's obviously like, okay, they can walk away from the script. It's really easy.
Yes, that's right. He's
Unless you're on
pinned
bloody
down.
Twitter, you know, I'm retweeting whatnot, you know. But no, it definitely is they could see it was an issue, you know. 'Cause I feel like Unfriended 2 has a better reason for it.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a rewatch.
I'm crazy.
Of one of the goated films of all time.
People have been saying that.
Yep. Everyone's talking about it. I see it pop up in a lot of top fours on Letterboxd.
Yeah, look, Sight and Sound had it at 5. It did drop to 9, but then, you know, it picked back up to 4.
Kaufman put it as all 4 in his recently on the red carpet. Crazy just said 4 dark webs, thank you very much. And Letterboxd said, God, we're getting that a lot at the moment.
That's a very Kaufman-esque thing to do, but, you know, it works.
He then stop motioned away.
That fucker loves a little bit of creepy stop motion. And not in the Tim Burton way, more in the psychological way. Just like, I'm a tortured man, you know. What if I put my eye in clay? You know,
Inside feels like this.
Carl Unfriended, how are we feeling? Feeling pretty good.
They've done it again. And I know it was the first one, and then we saw the second one, but in retrospect,
In
they've
my
done it
perspective,
again.
they've done it again.
They've absolutely done it
Yes.
again. This is...
I'm having a lot of fun with this.
Watching this after having done Mercy and War of the Worlds, you go, oh, look at the effort.
Look at the effort, and it's actually crazy the lack of editing and speed adds so much more to this.
Yeah.
In Mercy, you're cutting, you're trying to keep the audience engaged. And it actually is crazy how engaging, kind of just looking at a mouse, literally seeing the countdown go down. I was loving it.
Yeah. If I could go right off the bat with a big compliment, which was something, it came to me immediately because obviously we've been watching these weekly. I went, wow, great sound design.
The sound design is great. I think they've done a bit of not even a cheeky thing. They've gone, in the moments that are tense, we're going to lower the background music for the zoom. And like, you might be like, that's not diegetic, that's wrong. I feel like they're using a very simple tool to enact that. But then when they get the background of the kids chatting, really good, really effective,
I think they sort of cheat at the end because I think you realize, I think the movie wants you to think we haven't been looking at a screen, but we've been looking at it through her eyes. Because when she shuts the laptop, it's still the same. So I think their idea of the
last 5
digest,
seconds bad.
But I think their idea of it being like it's tuning in and out is because I think while we're seeing the screen, I reckon they're saying we're in her head.
Yeah, gotcha.
Watching. But for me, it was more that I was like, I think they did a great job with like just clicking and the little when things wouldn't work.
Yeah, the Skype sort of like.
Because I remember sound having no effect in the last 2 movies.
No.
And this was such a simple like typing, clicking,
Yeah.
when YouTube videos were playing and overlapping, people were talking over each other dialogue-wise. I was like, oh, this is...
These little sounds are so effective when you've essentially been told. It's a very like paranormal activity model of like stare at the screen for 30 seconds. We're going to tell you something scary is going to happen.
Yeah.
And then they just have like a boom, boom. It's really effective.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, good little message just pops up in the corner. The sound lets you know that something different's on the screen. You sort of go up there and like that message is a little bit like, ooh, that's unsettling.
Yes.
Very much just at such a good pace. It was just something that really leapt out to me within the first 10 minutes because I was like, wow, I'm actually into this pretty quickly in a way I didn't think I was going to be.
I was immediately into it being 2014 and over on Live Leak. I'm like, God damn, how nostalgic, you know? I mean, you kind of go, oh, corporations have made everything so sanitized. And then you look at like 10 years ago, you could watch a dead person with 3 clicks. Maybe that was
that ain't good.
Maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah. They were like, don't watch this, it's graphic. And I was like, there's more graphic now. Like you can. The other thing as well is big reveal. Jacob Wasaki's in this.
Jacob Wasaki, from Dropouts. This I had vaguely remembered it because again there was like a meme on Vine where the sort of like end sort of punchline was him blending his hand, which is how he gets done. But yeah, I sort of vaguely remember that. I was like, oh my God, looks so young. He's so funny. He's on Dropout. If you haven't seen that. But yeah, what a big win.
Well, I was like, because I think, I mean, and we can talk about it, but I think there's varying levels of successful acting in the movie. But I think he's one of the more successful actors there.
He's playing a hacker man, and I know he's not a hacker man. I was like, great acting. Great acting.
Well, my favorite thing was, and I like to think that this was his choice, but he smokes out of like 10 different devices over the film. Just pipes, electric vapes, a cigarette. Like I was like, whoever was like, he's just going to keep picking things up in the background and smoking them. Great, funny call.
Again, I feel like we're just going to keep praising the film. I feel like there's a lot of things where you go, would a character really do that? And quite frankly, when you get a bit of dumb 16-year-olds who have obviously been bullies, you're like, you know what? I think these cunts would do all the things they're doing. You know? It's fine.
Well, I thought each screen, I don't know who would have been behind, I guess the production design. I thought they did a really good job with the rooms and where they were sitting and what that told you about that character.
Yeah.
I really felt like the characters that they were putting forward, I went, yeah, it makes sense that you're sitting here in amongst this mess, or you're this chick sitting in the laundry away from your dog who doesn't shut the fuck up. Like, I think the screens felt very lived in.
Yes.
In a way that, frankly, the War of the Worlds sword is a green screen that never moves.
Yeah.
And so you don't buy that he's even sitting anywhere. There's no movement behind him.
No. It feels so... I think the problem with all... And I think it's dropped down now, but there was definitely a good... 15 years where films just refuse to understand how just technology works and just an average. I think they were like, we need to make it cinematic. It's a movie. It's like, no, I know what I know what a camera on a phone looks like. And if you show me that on a big screen, I'm much more immersed. But if you show me a HD $40,000 camera shooting from just like an aspect ratio, I know I'm not
an idiot.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I love that. I mean, they've definitely done some like data moshing, which is like the effect where like the camera sort of like the pixels take a couple of times. Yeah. But the general Skype glitching, very authentic. Of course, there's like little things where you're like the mouse has like motion blur. Who cares? Generally it's good. Generally, I'm in. Why are you laughing?
You should do a 5-star review and say that.
the amount, it feels like there's so many things you can nitpick, but I'm like, what am I doing here?
Well, the thing, it's like, look, you've signed up for a movie like this, and I think in my head, I just go, wow, this could just be so much worse.
Yeah.
And so I pay attention to all the things that I go, this is a cut above other things.
Totally.
Because I see effort here and they're trying there and this is entertaining here and they're doing a good job with the pacing there. Like
You've essentially got one a podcast that's cursed. Because that's what you're watching. It's like it's 70 minutes of people on Skype and shit's happening to them. But that's a pretty hard premise to make engaging. You know?
I think we went at the time because we all thought it looked really stupid. And then the reviews came out and people were like,
I did the exact same thing.
Yeah,
all the trailers were like they do a whole thing on Skype. Like that's we dog shit.
Yeah.
I feel like don't get me wrong. It's not like
Yeah, we're not watching Citizen Kane.
Yeah, I tried, you know.
If Citizen Kane was done via Skype, it would hit.
God damn, his whole life through just various, I don't know, like clips on Twitch. Oh my God. That's
Rosebuds online? How do we find him? What does it mean?
Should we get into the actual plot, Carl?
Yeah, I think so. So we get introduced to our lead,
Yes, Blair.
Blair's watching a video of Laura.
Mm-hmm.
Laura's killed herself.
Laura's killed herself. It's on Live Leak. How good's this? You know,
Yeah.
back in the day, you were able just to go on Live Leak, and people just have people dying there. Now you got to go through I don't know, you got to send a QR of your face to get that access. You know, the internet's changed. You know, but it's still there. It's still there.
I did appreciate that at the time they had paid for all of the right things: Google, Facebook, Skype.
It immediately takes it out. Whenever it's like Bloogle, it's like, okay, I know what Google is.
Yeah, some of them are just called search engine in films, and you go, well, at least name it.
Yeah.
And, put a graphic up.
But yeah, no, she's watching the footage of Laura killing herself on Live Leak. She's also chatting to her boyfriend, Mitch.
Yeah,
and they're freaking getting it on.
Yeah, I couldn't believe. I thought this was bad. I thought it was crazy that he's like, I love having a knife in the room. I thought this is bad for you, Mitch.
Look, he's in a horror film. I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
But if you've never done foreplay, what you want to do is get an array of knives over a webcam, and you sort of go, I'm going to stab you.
Yeah.
And that makes the woman wet.
I think they do a really good job with spoilers at the end when it does turn out that Mitch is the one that's posted the video, and you go, oh, but he seems so sweet. Would he have really done that? You go, no, he's into knives.
Yeah.
He's a knife guy.
Yeah, look, guys.
There's subtle breadcrumbs in the film.
Get this, the Machiavellian, the villain has a knife. I didn't see that coming, you know? Would you get into knives? I feel like, honestly, when you get into 30s, now it's just Japanese kitchen knives.
I am deathly afraid of knives.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, actually, not deathly afraid, but I think I really watched Scream as a young kid, and the idea of getting stabbed has always really scared me.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I've gone to knife throwing, like when you try and aim it at the dartboard and things like that, and I hate it. They're like, hold it by the blade and just throw it confidently, and you're like, I don't like doing this.
I think it's axe throwing. What have you done knife throwing? I didn't know that's a thing.
Oh, maybe it's. I mean,
See, maybe I was just a child. I don't know. It was something that.
Yeah, I was just throwing them at people.
I'm scared. Like you should be. You should be. Put the knife down.
So that clip from Mr. Right we were watching.
Yeah, that's crazy. To even bring that up.
Everyone's seen Mr. Right.
Everyone's seen Mr. Right, and everyone's seen the Anna Kendrick, Sam Elliott scene where they throw knives at each other, and they use the chi. You know that.
They use the chi to use the knives, guys. If you haven't seen Mr. Right, you'll absolutely love it. Nobody likes it. I don't like it, but you'll love the scene.
Check it out on YouTube.com.
It's on YouTube. It's got like 43 views.
Yeah.
So you know it's big.
But yeah, no. So they're doing their knife play, and they're on Skype. Immediately, the film's like 5 minutes of them sort of just chatting, kind of like sexting.
Yeah.
And it feels very lived in, very like authentic. I feel like that sets the tone of just like, it's just them on Skype.
Yeah. My favorite thing is because even though this guy's like ripped or like he's got a six pack, nobody looks good when the laptop's like under you. I was like, oh God, this is great that nobody looks good from this angle.
It's like getting a dick pic, but you've like just put your laptop there, you know, the webcam. Like you could be the hottest person in the world. It never looks good.
Right.
Your chin's carved down, your cock's it's just not good.
That's why like once we get to a point, either two of the men go, I'm just going to stand for the film. Just get an optimal angle.
Yeah. They're directing me like, guys, look, I know you're scared, but at this point, you should be stabbed. Your body's disgusting. I'm revolted by you. But they're getting it on. But Carl, a freaking message pops up from our lovely Laura. And what? She just killed herself. That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, Laura Barnes messages.
It's a year since her death.
Yeah. Classic anniversary, you know?
Yeah, this is when ghosts usually extract vengeance.
Yeah,
so
which makes you think: is it like a 365-day thing? Do you think they are here to leap years? You know, are they sort of like if you died on a leap year, do you think you get like 6 hours of haunting?
I reckon it goes off the moon.
Oh wow!
And it just so happens that this is. I reckon they go off the moon and the tide.
Yeah,
that's
and it was
ghosts.
just a crazy coincidence that also links up to a year, you know,
Yep.
and also obeys the laws of leap years.
Yeah,
it's
because
very
nobody
good.
else on the chat boards mentioned it being an anniversary. They all said moons and tides.
But yeah, no, we get on a Skype call. Our other band of characters show up, and they're freaking heckling our boys. We've got Jess. She's the blonde one.
Yep.
The sort of, I want to say emo, but more like scene, like 2014 scene.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We got Adam. He's the alpha.
Yeah.
He's got a backwards hat. I'd say he's more like a swag bro, but like a 2014 evolution of that.
He's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
He fucks women.
He fucks women.
Yeah.
All the time. We got Ken, that's Jacob Wasaki's character.
Yep.
He's the hacker of the group.
Yeah.
And sort of like the Larkin.
Yeah. And we've also got Val, who will get introduced shortly.
But at the moment, this is our band of characters. They're just Skyping. It's a classic Friday, talking shit. You know,
It's fun, except they've got an extra person on there.
Yeah.
I always thought I'd forgotten a fair bit of the movie and forgotten how it incepts itself into it. And I actually think the idea of just there's an extra person in this chat is just a good little hook, little thing for them to overcome for a couple of minutes.
Totally.
I really enjoyed that.
And the stakes are low. You know, she's getting,
Yep.
I think because she is getting separate messages on Facebook as it's in a Skype call.
Yeah.
And she's at the moment sort of investigating. She's like, who is Laura? She's trying to delete her Facebook account or unfriend her. And she's also talking to her boyfriend in an iMessage like thing.
Yep.
So there's 3 things going on.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it's like, that's weird she's in that. Let me try and unfriend her because this is freaking me out.
Yeah. And I think it's her having so many things open as well. I think that's
Her
what
fucking desktop is disgusting. And isn't that authentic?
It looks like mine right now.
Let me have a
look
fucking
at it.
look. It's crazy.
It looks exactly
Is it
like
crazy?
that.
You got the exact same thing. You even got like some weird app bobbing at the bottom. You're just like, how fucking annoying. What a great detailer. Just I think she's U-torrenting something, and she keeps bumping up and down.
I know.
Like, God, it's like that is a great detail of just like it's authentic and it's just like it's adding atmosphere.
Yeah, it totally is. It's adding movement because we haven't got a moving camera.
Yeah.
So they're doing lots of, I really liked it. I thought it was super immersive. The person that's doing the chat is Billy227.
Yeah.
Billy227 starts to play a little game with everybody. They put up images of Val onto the internet of her being drunken and obscene.
Yes.
Now, I couldn't work out the friend dynamic with Val. They all seem to hate her.
But like, here's the thing, and like naturally you go, a weird little group with like 5 people, and what they all hate Val. But we all know a Val, and Val's a fun vibe sometimes.
Yes.
She's a party girl. She goes too crazy and she goes too nuts. And you don't want Jacob's very much. Sorry, I'm going to call him Jacob. I don't care. He's kind of like, I hate that bitch. She's way too much. And the classic hacker boy and her, polar opposites.
Yeah.
But everyone in the middle, they can get a little bit out of the hacker boy, but sometimes the hacker boy is too lame. Val, she's a lot, but she's a good vibe.
She's good fun.
She'll keep it going at the party. you
Yeah.
know? We want to be a Val, but you don't want to be friends with a Val.
No, you never want to be too close with a Val.
Yes. But you never want to Val out your life.
No, and so basically, we believe Jess has put up the images of Val, but obviously as the audience member, we know something's afoot because
Something's
we
afoot.
bought a ticket.
I purchased a ticket to a horror film, and by God, I'm going to be horrified. And if that's just a hacked Skype account, then call me freaked out because cybersecurity is no feat.
No.
God, I wish we had a VPN sponsorship right now. What a segue. We don't, guys. Just download. I don't know. You got one? You got a favorite VPN? It's not an ad.
Tell us.
I was throwing to email us. Advertise to us. What VPN should I be using?
Ask wwwtpodcast at gmail.com. What VPNs are you using?
I mean, real quickly, I'm using the not the Nord one. It's got the little mole. It's got a VPN, and it's quite good. I have had my credit card already stolen twice, though. So it's a great VPN. It just is a little bit invasive. But hey, guys, check it out. It's the one that has a mole.
I use ExpressVPN, and it's
Miss-
never let me down.
Okay,
So if you want an actual endorsement,
Well, no. Use my one. It's definitely it's got moxie. I can send them cash. That's why I like the
I know.
most.
Yeah, I would like that you've sometimes paid in Bitcoin.
Yeah, they're like Bitcoin. We got anything. What do you want?
I know. I liked when I've come over and you're like, it happened again. I was like, this is
Why'd
on
you fall for it? I clicked on the worst website I've ever seen in my life to download a nonsense film that hasn't been relevant for 40 years. Yeah, I got my credit card
Oscar
stolen.
showed me the website. It might as well have been designed by Microsoft Paint.
Microsoft Paint and just an evil aura. Everything's in either Russian or Chinese, and you're sort of going, is this the link I should be clicking? I feel I feel good when I do it. It feels good. It feels
So freeing. Nobody else has my VPN, and that makes me feel good. It makes me feel special.
But yeah, no, they post it on, and I love this. Val's Facebook shared wall. Do you remember this feature?
No.
You would, and it was very controversial at the time. You and me would be friends. We would have a separate wall that was split into 2 columns, and that would be just like a little like timeline of us. And but because you're not regularly posting, constantly you'd have like one photo with somebody.
Yeah.
Just tagged.
I was never super into Facebook. So honestly,
Meta?
finding out that exists blew my mind right now. I just assumed they were using their like wall.
Yeah, well, no, that's the classic wall, but this is a separate thing. This
Hate
was
separate wall.
Yeah, separate wall was and you're immediately on the discourse of 13 years ago.
Well, they were like, we've created the metaverse, and it's all. What was it called? That they just shut
called the
down?
metaverse.
It is
Yeah,
called
yeah.
the metaverse, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm just learning about second wall. They're like, this is the problem.
At least that was like, I don't know, a small feature someone coded for like $4. This cost $1 trillion, and we used up 40% of the ocean. You're like, well, what was it for? Like, I don't know. I love that little picture of Mark Zuckerberg, just no arms behind the Eiffel Tower.
Life's better in here.
I think
You're
it would
like,
be.
Make it better out here.
I didn't really understand. Was it just a chat room? Have you seen that VR chat room?
No.
You can be any avatar you
I'm
want.
telling you right now, I've just found out about second wall. Don't talk to me about a VR chat room.
You're about to blow your... It's been out for 5 years. It's been out for a while.
So the rest of the podcast trying to get the second wall to work.
But no. So she does post explicit photos of her being a bit of a slag. Those are her words, not mine.
Yeah,
but-
I love the infight. You know what I do like about this movie? I thought they all had really good yelling.
Yes.
Like I thought it was a lot of yelling. It made it feel really frantic. I think that 2 people would just go at it.
Yeah.
I wonder if because they've gotten themselves Jacob from Dropout at the time. I wonder, do you reckon they
He had a couple of credits before this, so he's like a
well, I know
proper
he's
actor.
done like Pitch Perfect and things like that.
He's done like a little Oscar baity film where
Yeah.
like he plays like a kid that's getting bullied and someone of merit was
Yeah,
like his
Cyrus?
father. Cyrus,
Yeah.
I think so.
But I wondered if they had hired people that they knew were good at sparring. Because Jacob's obviously good at improv.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if the
This feels
yelling
all-
scenes
This feels all
just
very
go straight
improv-y.
into improv.
It feels so improv-y. Constantly they're having like these sort of... I'm sure there's like pivotal like decisions, but for the general most of it, them sort of reacting,
Yeah.
just being on Skype feels very authentic.
Yeah, I feel like they've been told obviously what the beats are that they have to hit in certain lines.
Like
probably. But yeah, it does feel like once they're yelling at each other's throats, it's a bit of like a anything goes situation.
Yes. And it doesn't, and like, I mean, personally, I didn't feel like anyone was really like overacting.
No.
I felt like, you know, a 15-year-old that's had like their friend like kill themselves over Skype, gonna be a bit wooden, you know, in like a kind of authentic way. I feel like Jess, the blonde character, sort of has this like quite scared face and sort of is like kind of still the whole time, but it feels very believable, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think they've gone, everybody should be acting different.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't want everybody to be behaving the same. And I think they've done a good job of going, you would probably just shut down. You would start lashing out. You would whip out a gun, like, because you're that ridiculous a person. My favorite, I thought he was a bit of a weaker actor, but I really liked Adam as a character.
The big alpha male?
The big alpha male, because there was a line and it got a big laugh out of me watching it at home today. But man, I remember getting a big laugh in the cinema is when it is revealed that she has cheated on Mitch with Adam. And she's like, it only lasted a second. And he's like, hey.
There's little sprinkles of comedy, like, pretty good. It's
I
pretty
think
good.
the camaraderie as a group works really well.
Feels like a very, although they are very different friends, you can immediately, I'm like, I believe this. And that's a really hard thing to do. Consistently getting like, these slasher films getting like 6 archetypes and making them feel like they are friends. Because there's always 2 that you're like, get out of here.
Yeah, that's right. And look, I think the movie maybe would be way less successful if it didn't feel like these guys hung out on Skype.
Hung out and also are massive dickheads.
Yes.
Because it is I love slasher films that are just horrible people. I feel like those are the most successful. I mean, yes, the ones that do very well, I think have like one or two that's like gorgeous, like people latch onto. But I love seeing teens get slaughtered, and it makes it even better that they have horrible views and are really childish. And this is one of them.
So everybody gets worse and worse through the film.
Yeah.
So Val is the person that has put up the video. I think maybe the best way for us to approach the movie is to go through each character's death.
Yep, great.
You reckon?
Yeah, cool.
So Val's our first one to fall.
Yeah.
Now, what's she in trouble for? Posting the video?
She's in trouble for, I think, literally someone. I think Laura's messaged her, hey, Val, can you take that down? She's like, shut up, you dumb bitch. Go kill yourself, which is a bold thing to say, but it was 2013. Things were different back then. You could say that.
Definitely.
So she's then posted a screenshot that she refused to take down the video.
Yeah. And that makes everybody online turn against her.
Yes. It's
so
posted to a wall.
Now, it makes everybody think they've killed themselves, right? So she drinks bleach, we assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. She may have had a seizure though.
We don't know. I do love that the police rock up midway through and they're on Skype and they're just like, it's code 19. They're like, what's a code 19?
Yeah, fun. I thought that was fun too.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, it must be this. And they're like, that's not what they're saying. Check the other one.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was... There's a resourcefulness as to what you do, I think, as somebody.
And I like they were kind of bad at it. They kept they had to look up 4 times. And that might be just extending the runtime, literally. Sometimes it feels like that. Other times it feels like they are 16 and they're...
I think it's good tension as well. Like, you're ducking through 3 things it could be until we land on suicide.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good reveal.
Totally.
So I think that's all really fun. I think once this first death happens, I'm into it.
I'm into it, and I immediately feel like Laura becomes a way better character as a villain. And I've always felt like she starts having fun with it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I feel like she starts glitching. I feel like she starts, doing little messages. I feel like she's got little fun games to play.
Yeah, so and I think this is where I was going now. This is a difference between this one and War of the Worlds and Mercy is a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And I think it's got a realistic, like it's got a really fun sense of humor where they've gone, this is a low budget horror film and this premise is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we're going to do some fun things. I love that Spotify is open in the background.
Spotify been playing just like having literally like the soundtrack be so ironic.
Yeah.
But then with the situation, but then still having the ability to play music.
Yeah.
Pretty clever.
It's also a really good point. Anytime they go to play music, you can see they're having to pad the time so that everybody can accept the situation. It's a part when somebody dies and they all have to take a moment. But if you just watch the screen of them take a moment, it's boring.
Yeah.
So the ghost takes over in a comedic way to sort of pad the time.
Yes.
And I thought that was a really creative way to make that happen.
Yeah.
Our next death is Jacob, I believe.
Yeah. So the glitch at this point now is just like, I'm going to start fucking around with you guys.
Yeah.
I've sent you like an email that's just like, hey, click on this. They're like, don't click on that link. I'm like, I might click on the link.
Blair clicks on the link.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, don't accept the link. Blair's like, I got to tell you right now, there is a great running gag where because the ghost is haunting her computer, she can't do things, but everyone's like, you're just fucking bad at computers, Blair. They keep on being like, just for the email, Blair, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's like, the thing's not there. And like normal IT, she's like, just refresh the fucking
Refresh the page.
Refresh the
God,
page.
Blair, you dumb idiot.
She also has, what's it called? Ripped the SNL Miley Cyrus episode from 2013. I thought that was a beautiful little detail. That's a real nice time
I
capsule.
thought it was very like, from what we know of the character, I went, that sounds like something she's gonna do. You know, like she's gonna like, I'll rip that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought the attention to detail thinking about the character was good.
I agree. It's a twofold because every attention to detail real good, and then every single video on the side of YouTube, fucking bonkers. I loved everyone. Just like, this cat did what? I'm like, what the hell did that cat do? And then just like, my trip to Nebraska, 48 billion views. You're like, it must have been a trip. God damn.
I know, it was crazy. 75,000 people were like, watch the video where she decided she was going to kill herself.
Although I think at the time this was maybe just what was happening, seeing her do the palm cards of the suicide, wow, what a nostalgic throwback. I mean, it's horrible, but like it was such like a Tumblr-esque, beautiful little scene. They've really nailed it, honestly.
That didn't really look. I was not a Tumblr person.
The hell were you doing in 2030? You didn't have Facebook or Tumblr. Were you outside playing with fucking birds, you freak? What social media did you indulge in? Tell me. What were you on?
So I thought this was a Love Actually reference.
No, massive.
But the Tumblr taker from Love Actually?
It's no. I think it was sort of like a bit of like there's many variations, but like some people put like tape over their mouth and they would like have like 4 photos.
Like that guy from Big Brother did back in 01.
Exactly like that. Exactly like that. But I think this sort of Love Actually, I mean, it's not Love Actually. It was like sort of like a trend of like making it seem deep, flowing these palm cards out. A lot of people would write it backwards and then film it, and that was like mocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was this was definitely on trend, I think.
Yeah.
Not for just suicide, but just for general like.
This was very on trend for suicide.
I feel honestly
Top 10 suicide trends.
You joke, but
count them down.
This sort of Tumblr vibe. There was definitely like a suicide aura around this.
Jesus
I think.
Christ, I remember it being the depressed social media.
100%.
It was like
what were you on Reddit? You fucking loser. Just like I was an arse.
I got into Reddit late. I got
into 2023. I'm a moderator.
I remember finding out about Reddit just before COVID.
Jesus Christ. And what the hell were you doing?
God, I love Reddit now,
what fuck are you on what were you doing?
God, I couldn't tell you, hey. Yeah. And now I'm so addicted to social media. God, I think I forget how good my life was.
I'm doing the opposite for you, except now I've deleted all the apps, and then all I have is like the shitty Safari, so then I'll go on YouTube unsigned in and just go on YouTube Shorts and then be so angry for 10 minutes I have to literally throw it away. That's my internet intake, and then Wikipedia for hours. It's a great way to sort of take my time away.
I couldn't understand why why was Jacob killed? What was his doing in her death?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't really
tell you.
Did
we miss that?
I think I may have missed that. I feel like he might be engaged. I feel like maybe he tech supported them. I don't know. Maybe they were like, how do you upload a YouTube video? And he sent them like a link of how to do it. And that's his crime. He seemed like the least crime, but maybe he was just at the party and maybe he was just an accomplice.
Maybe she asked him for help to take it down and he was like, nah. Maybe it was that.
Yeah.
She was like, Val's not taking it down. Mm-hmm. Could you take it down?
Yes.
Hacking wise?
Yes.
I don't want to give the film too much credit in case it legitimately didn't tell
I don't
us.
think I had one for Jacob. I feel like all the others sort of did. I think Jacob was just sort of there.
Yeah.
I think he actually got killed because he tried to remove the virus.
Right.
I think that might be his reason why.
I don't think he deserved to die. Everybody else died because they had something to do with Laura.
Totally.
It makes no sense to be like, the guy in the
chair.
He
got fucked up. He got blended in his hand and then did his own neck, which is a gruesome death, but really fun.
Yeah.
Because it is over Skype and it's got the glitch effect, so you sort of get like the PG-13, like his head ripped off, but there's a glitch around the blood.
Yeah.
So you can still be like, oh wow, we can hold on this for a hot minute.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And it's honestly really quick cuts where I think if you like sat on it for too long, it's stupid.
Yeah.
So
it's also the perfect time frame because I feel like Zoom's kind of worked out glitching now.
Yeah.
Whereas Skype back then was dog shit. So you could get away with it's gonna be a bit blurred for a hot minute.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a good job using the glitches to, I assume, also disguise cuts.
Yeah, there's a lot of cuts. Disguise cuts, and then if they not minimize, but they swap to another tab.
Yeah.
In that moment, they can swap to a different take quite often.
Yeah,
which
it's
is quite
smart.
Good.
It's really smart. I can understand how they would have been coming up with it, being like, we could probably achieve this. This is a good way to do it.
Totally.
After Jacob, I think we get what I think really works in the film. And that is still, I remember it left a big impact on me because I thought it was just a really entertaining part of the movie. And I still think it is. And I think it's when they play Never Have I Ever.
It is by far the best sequence in the whole film because the idea is that at this point, there's 4 of them left or 3 of them left.
4.
Jess, 4 of them left. They're both, they're couples or is it just one that's couple?
I think we're meant to believe Jess and Adam are kind of an on again, off again. But Mitch and Blair are committed to each other.
Yes, gotcha. At this point, it's 4 against the virus. And the virus is going, let's play Never Have I Ever. Blair stupidly goes, what's that? And everyone goes, okay, well, I'm playing it for you. Anyway, but at this point, the vibe is the 4 against this virus. Yep. And then through... I don't think the virus even really tries. It immediately gets them to infight.
That's what I thought was it was a really natural progression of let's remove the ghost and we've broken the group.
Totally.
And I think that elevated everything finally in the movie. Yeah. This is great, clever.
This is one, cathartic that they're getting their comeuppance of infighting.
Yeah.
2, the comedy of the ghost. At one point, Adam's like, okay, let's do a Never Have I Ever. Never have I ever fucked my boyfriend. And then the ghost's like... Let me type that up. That's a
and
great
the
one.
ghost starts counting down. They're like, that's a good one.
And even Adam's like, yeah, the ghost is counting down. Go ahead. Like, I love they're using essentially their villain against each other. That's so funny. It's so good.
But yeah, and so this scene to me played gangbusters like it did when I saw it the first time. I went, this is just a really fun sequence. Like this would be a good short even. Like
Totally.
I think I would dare say a big look, and we're getting to the end of the movie anyway by the time this is happening, but I would say the big issue is that I think the movie hits its peak when Adam is killed.
Yeah.
And
they do another sort of, and it's kind of cheeky. Like they both get like a printout, essentially like a Dark Knight-esque like boat sequence where they're like, I can't turn around this paper, but it's something interesting. And both the pieces of paper say, if I turn this around, the other person's killed.
Yeah.
And Mitch is just like, turn it around, turn it. And that is, I think we're just like, that's an extra 5 minutes to kill someone. But you are right. At that point, it's like, at this point, they're all dying. Let's
and I think like, well, I remember thinking in the cinema, like it was a fun reveal that the piece of paper was like, just don't show. If you show this piece of paper, somebody's going to die. And then Adam immediately kills himself, and I thought that was a good crescendo to the 15-minute sequence we've just seen. Of it. And I don't think it ever gets its momentum back.
Doesn't get its
after
momentum back, I think, because you're just sort of like their lambs of slaughter. And I think the only reveal it has left is just sort of how this all ties back to these last 2 or 3 with Jess.
And so I loved, I think Jess is a really weak death.
It's
personally.
a weak death she's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the shot of the hair straightener in her mouth is aggressive.
Yeah.
But I can't even remember how we got to there. I think it's just like.
It starts tainting the game so that she's just the next to go.
Yes.
And we get her on chat roulette trying to save her, which was fun.
Oh,
I
sorry. I do remember the chat roulette sequence. That is great because I feel like, again, just what a throwback.
And I assume probably just the crew is everybody on chat roulette.
I think it's that, or it definitely is a crew. Otherwise, it'd be just a bunch of cocks, just like from various countries. Like, oh my god, I don't know. Just like, can I help you? Like, you can help me by putting this cock in your mouth. You're like, okay, I'm underage, but that's what it was for. It was a pedophile's paradise, really. But yeah, no, the chat roulette. One girl's like, oh, what? I mean, bless the girl on chat roulette's like, let me call the police. Have you not been on chat roulette? Don't fall for this. You know, this is a classic hijinks.
Yeah,
101. You know, you always go on chat roulette.
She just mimed. She was like, I'm going to pretend to call.
Beep, boop, boop, boop.
They'll be there in 5, lady.
Yeah. Now show me your breasts. You're like, that's what chat roulette is for. Is that still around? Surely not. Yeah, it must have shut down.
I mean, what's the point? I feel like people are more... I think at the time when the internet was happening, people were like, I can talk to anybody?
Yeah.
And that was a fun, like, chat to anyone in a roulette system.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like, I want to be alone.
I want to be alone. I've got a feed that just feeds me dopamine. God, it's a rush. Oh my God.
So yeah, Jess is killed. We're left with just Mitch and Blair.
Yes.
I did really like the moment though of Blair turning on Mitch after like saving him and being like, do you still like me? Him being like, yes, it's like, of course, like this is a situation.
The ghost is like, you want to kill him? He posted it.
Yeah.
He posted the video.
Tell me you did it and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and you're just like, she just turns on him immediately.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, I liked that little moment.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good as some of the other moments, but I thought that was the last strong moment of the film. So I enjoyed that. And then we get like I really liked seeing Blair be like, we were friends, like showing
on the double wall, if you remember correctly. She's scrolling through like, look at her memories. She has maybe 3. One's a baby picture. That doesn't count, honey.
We were at the same hospital that day. And you're like, oh God.
We've got the same credit card. Remember that? Oh, isn't that romantic? She's like scrolling. She's like tears in her eyes. The ghost is like, you're dying.
Yeah.
You posted me shitting myself online. Of course I killed myself.
It was nuts as well that when we finally see it, she's like, gotcha. It's like, whoa, this is
Blair
crazy.
filming her just being like, what a bitch. You're never a friend that would do that. That's crazy. And deserves death. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And so if we're working our way back, I thought it was crazy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to skip over it, but Jess starts a rumor that Blair has an eating disorder.
I thought this was crazy. Again, that never have I ever. We really breezed over it, but there's some really funny ones.
There are ones.
Just like who stole the tampon and like ate it. You're like, that was me. Okay, hands up, that was me. Sorry, it was funny.
I liked it because Jess was like, I don't know, do I see you eat. Prove it, Mitch.
Yeah. Again, and it feels very authentic of just like, these are horrible, evil people. Yeah, they deserve death, you know? But they're also kids. Oh, youth.
You make all the wrong decisions.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a bad time. And look, not like the movie's deep or anything, but I thought it was coming together in a nice way of being like, look, we were friends, and this is like a social media thing of being like, I can prove it, and it's like, yeah, but it doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Like the things that you put up there are here to stay.
Oh, wow, snaps.
And
snaps
no, but I mean in a blatant like,
if you post it on the grid, that's a fish.
I just think it's a movie that it tried the whole time. And and after watching two fucking lazy versions of this format, this one, for less money than the other two, probably tried even harder.
I can't imagine how little. I think they rented a house. They're all in separate rooms in the house. It's, God, I don't even know like what even like crew you're even getting really. I mean, it's probably an editor, a writer, and just sort of
I assume a great graphic person as well.
And that's afterwards. But you have
Yeah.
essentially like sort of semi-producers in each room kind of looking over the story. You got a general stuff, and they're probably just like pickups essentially. So real small crew. I think their budget is listed for $1 million. I assume that's just for even distribution. I think Universal picks it up. But yeah, so cheap and so effective. So I can't hate. Whereas you got this Chris Pratt one, you're like, this just feels.
Spent $80 million. You could have made 80 Unfriended.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
give it a go. It will make more money, surely,
Yeah,
you know?
you would. Like, and then honestly, your hit rate only needs to be like 1 in 10.
Yeah. 100%. You get, yeah.
Went out to like a bunch of like up and coming creatives, and you said you all get to make like a Skype based film.
Yeah.
Do with it what you
Yeah,
want.
but
Like
that's-
any genre.
It's like the superhero era. We got the Skype era.
It's happening. I feel we've missed it, Oscar.
Yeah, we have missed it.
I reckon after this we could do like a spoof movie of the of the Zoom films.
Honestly, a short film of just like a horrible work Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that hasn't popped up because would be really easy and cheap, and it's fucking horrid. It's vile. I hate being on Zoom for the office stuff. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's so and look, that's when it works.
Yeah.
I'm in constant team meetings that don't work.
Carl, who would watch Unfriended?
Look, I still think this is. I do now genuinely wonder if this is approachable to somebody that didn't grow up during this time.
Yeah, totally. I think I'm getting like doing wrong. I'm getting a lot of nostalgia from that, which is disgusting to say, but it's really enjoyable looking at these sort of artifacts of what it was like sort of being on the internet this sort of time. It would be very interesting. Doing wrong, it's not a great film,
No.
but I think it is a bad fun watch, you know?
Yeah. I think it's entertaining. Like, and I think I remember at the time constantly going to the movies and seeing worse, cheap horror films made by Blumhouse, who also made this.
Yeah.
And being like, oh, wow, at least this is new and the actors work well and it's funny, it's cheeky.
Yeah.
I don't think the best thing about this movie is that it is not taking itself as seriously as you think it might.
No, I think the trailer really sold that it was. I think there is just this very sort of, we know, like we're doing a Skype slasher film. The fact this is working, great. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And I just think it has one really, really good sequence in it. That I think without that sequence, personally, probably would not be a recommend from me. But with the sequence, I think is a recommend.
Yeah.
But I think it is definitely for people our age. So if you haven't seen it, I think you'd get something out of it.
Totally. I think just like seeing all the links, there's like so many like little references to like, I don't know, I've been listening to the Chainsmokers and I'm watching a lot of Teen Wolf. Just those little things that I'm quite enjoying. I think it is a nice time capsule of his period, you know?
Or just how those desktop apps used to work.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty much the exact same.
I was like, I was nostalgic for how Spotify looked.
Look like dog shit,
yeah,
you know?
it looked like Apple.
Well, yeah, remember that? They were just like, we're iTunes, but you can rent us. And
Yes.
like, we gotta look like iTunes. God, I have not updated iTunes in a while. Do you think that's an issue? You're nodding aggressively.
Has something happened?
I have not synced my iPod for a hot minute.
Oh, God, we should do that soon. I got a Shuffle, got a Nano, got them all. What was the one that was like just a square with a screen?
I can't remember what it was called. That was called a shuffle.
That was the shuffle.
Wait, with a screen?
Yeah.
That was the Nano.
That was the Nano.
Depends what generation.
No, the Nano was the tall and skinny one with a screen. I mean the one that was just a square with a screen.
Oh,
do you remember that one?
Yeah, no, I think that was
Like
like
for poor people.
It was very.
I
yeah.
had it.
Because it was like a shuffle that you could see like just the line of a song, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I think there was a very small Nano.
It might have been the Nano Shuffle.
I think it might be the Nano. Was it like a screen that was like a square?
Yeah.
Like, I think it was the latest gen Nano Touch. I think that was late in the game.
It was just a square screen. That was the Nano.
Yeah.
6th generation. Just that.
Yeah, great. That's sick.
You could watch a film on it.
You could not watch a film on it, could you? Could you actually?
I don't think so.
I remember I love the charging point. It was the aux cord. I was like, how the hell do they do this?
No, that was clever. And yet we're told now they can't do that anymore.
Ridiculous.
Shut up.
Get your shit together, Apple. I'm selling my stocks tomorrow if you don't. I'll say it.
All in all, I still think this is a fun time.
100%.
What about you? Who would watch Unfriended?
I honestly, you're just liking cheap filmmaking and effective creative decisions. This is a big one. I think you'll get a lot out of it, and it is just enjoyable. And again, it's 70 minutes. It's 70 minutes-ish. What do you reckon? I mean, with the logos at the start and the credits, you're looking about 70.
Yeah, I would. To be on the film side, 75.
Yeah. It's not a Dumbo. You know, it's a smidge above Dumbo.
It's a smidge above Dumbo. They erased the crows from this one. Remember there being more crows.
Yeah, where the hell are the crows at, you know? I feel like the producer, I get why he's like, I'm going to make a sci-fi one. I'm going to make a romantic one. I'm going to make a bunch of these.
It is funny to see somebody produce this and then not fundamentally understand what worked about it.
Yeah, right. It's a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
Bit of a shame.
I think you'd go, oh, we can keep upping this.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they haven't.
And it makes it expensive.
Yeah.
I can't believe the power of this is that it's cheap and effective. And I like when you nail the technology, which I guess is the hard work.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the fact War of the Worlds couldn't do it. And then, I mean, Mercy simply just looks like
an action film.
Yeah, it looks like it doesn't look like an $80 million movie, but it is an $80 million action movie contained to a screen. Just bizarre.
Just crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Carl, unless someone emails us with another one of these films that we have not heard of, we're doing the Tim Allen classic Zoom. It's Zoom
God, I
month.
love an email.
It's Zoom month.
And you did work out we hadn't seen Zoom.
We have not seen Zoom. I went back and checked.
Absolutely sure.
I'm so sure you wouldn't believe it.
Okay, all right, I trust you.
I couldn't believe it either, though, because I've seen Zoom in the last.
Have you?
4 years.
Have you?
Yeah, I don't know why I have.
That's not good on you.
Yeah. It's not good on me. It's not looking good. Something's got to happen, you know? It's just
something's got to give.
Something's got to give. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.